Closest race of the night so far right now is the one for Attorney General. Gettner Drummond is challenging current Attorney General Mike Hunter.
And it just doesn't get much closer. We have 70% of the precincts in right now. Gettner Drummond edged out just a little bit in the last couple of minutes. He's at 51% of the vote. Mike Hunter now with 49% of the vote. And
roughly just about 2,100 votes separating those two candidates right now statewide. News on 6's Megan Farley is live at the Agora Event Center with Gettner Drummond's campaign. Megan?
Hey guys, yes, it's kind of hard for me to hear you right now because the excitement is real here. I'm going to show you the room. Again, here we are at the Agora Event Center. You can hear it at 15th and Peoria. So I did speak with Gettner Drummond just a few minutes ago, and he says they knew this race was going to be close, but he says that's what makes it fun. He says in an election like this, it's been tight along the way, and so they're here now just really celebrating, and they said this isn't over until it's over. So he says he's really looking forward to watching all the numbers continue to come in. Live on the scene on the story in Tulsa, Megan Farley, News on 6.
A lot of excitement there.
No kidding. And Ashley Isbicki is covering the other side of this Attorney General race. She's live at Mike Hunter's watch party in Oklahoma City. A little more somber on that end of the turnpike, Ashley.
Yeah, you know, it is a little bit of a smaller event here at the Waterford Hotel, but it is still a very positive vibe here, a lot of positive energy. I did speak with the Attorney General about an hour ago, and he says he's feeling good. They worked hard through this campaign, and he says he's looking forward to just getting through tonight and moving on to the general election in November. A lot of friends and family are here right now. He kind of disappeared, and he is with some of his closer family, we are told, as the results continue to pour in tonight. He did have a little bit of what he calls an undercover get out the vote campaign. So he says he thinks he reached about 15,000 voters for this runoff race, and he's really hoping that will help boost his numbers tonight as these numbers continue to come in. So we'll keep an eye on those results and keep you posted here in Oklahoma City throughout the night. Live on the scene on the story in Oklahoma City, Ashley Isbicki, News on 6.
Okay, thanks, Ashley. Lieutenant Governor is also up for grabs in tonight's runoff election. Corporation Commissioner Dana Murphy beat Matt Pinnell by 10 percentage points in the June elections, but let's take a look at these results right now. Look at this. 71% of the precincts reporting Matt Pinnell, 58% to Dana Murphy's 42%.
And I think we have time to take a quick look at the board for the state school superintendent. Joy Hoffmeister looks to be heading to a comfortable win tonight with 73% of the precincts reporting she has 56% of the vote.
And of course, we will have much more at the bottom of your screen throughout the night on Facebook and on our News on 6 app.
This is an Oklahoma Votes election update.
Thank you for watching News on 6's digital coverage here on Facebook Live on our YouTube channel as we take you through the night, at least for a few more minutes here as we're looking at some close races, but a few surprising blowouts. And let's first start off with a very close race on the Attorney General side between Gettner Drummond and the incumbent Mike Hunter. News on 6's Ashley Isbicki is there. Well, let's take a look at the polls first, at the numbers right now. About 3/4 of the precincts reporting, and Gettner Drummond still relatively razor-thin lead over Mike Hunter, 51% to 49% right now, a separation of about 2,000 votes. So let's take it now to News on 6's Ashley Isbicki. Ashley, there in Oklahoma City, tell us, kind of paint a picture. What's the mood like there?
You know, it's pretty positive, kind of calm. This is a smaller room, and I think that they did that on purpose. They didn't want to use one of the other rooms here because that is where another candidate had previously lost. So they didn't want that kind of bad luck going on tonight. So right now you're taking a look at friends and family, hanging out, having some drinks, having some food, and really doesn't seem to be a lot of talk about the results. I think they're waiting for more precincts and those numbers to come in tonight. But everyone here is pretty positive. And Dave, you know, I did have the chance to speak with the Attorney General about an hour ago, and he says he's feeling good. They worked hard. They focused on the campaign issues, and a lot of people may not know that he kind of had this undercover get out the vote effort where he thinks he may have reached close to 15,000 voters with that. So he's hoping that all of those people that he reached will get out, or did get out today to the polls, and hopefully will boost his numbers.
Ashley, I wanted to ask you as well. I mean, it's just such a close race. Do you sense, I mean, it's 2 percentage points right now, almost 50-50. Do you sense any part of defeat maybe starting to come in, or is it just still the excitement of it being about 2,000 votes across?
Yeah, I think it's still too close to call, and that's what a lot of what I'm hearing tonight from all the people here is, you know, they still think it's a tight race and that they will pull ahead. And there already kind of a lot of talk about November and what that campaign will look like leading up to the general election. A lot of people confident that Mike Hunter will be on the ballot and that he, as the incumbent with, you know, his name recognition since he was appointed by Governor Mary Fallin in February of last year, will help boost his numbers. Plus, all of the negative ads, the recent ads against him, he thinks that those may actually work in his favor.
Okay, News on 6's Ashley Isbicki there at the Mike Hunter Watch Party in Oklahoma City, and the results coming in, a lot of them, especially in the statewide races, a majority of precincts have reported in. So on the governor's side, we can maybe take a look at that and see an update there. Kevin Stitt did have a pretty comfortable lead going on, and this is the Republican side of the governor's race. And look at this. I mean, 77% of precincts reporting, and this one has got to be nearing the end, you would think, for it to be called. We haven't called, no one's called it yet. But again, I mean, you can see the numbers. Kevin Stitt ahead of Mick Cornett by about 20,000 votes and 77% of precincts reporting. And I'm just getting word in here. This is live, so I'm getting this information. We are now calling the lieutenant governor race on the Republican side. The Republican nominee for lieutenant governor will be Matt Pinnell. We can call that now. 77% of precincts reporting, and Matt Pinnell has that 58% to 42% lead. So we are calling it for Matt Pinnell. And let's go to Justin Schreier live at the watch party here in Jenks. Justin, take it away.
That's right, and joining me is his wife, Lisa. Lisa, we just called it.
Awesome.
Talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling tonight. What is running through your head?
We are shocked, we're amazed, but we're so excited and ready for this. I mean, we've been working hard for the last year and a half to get here, so we just feel like this is an answer to prayer, and we're excited for what it's going to bring.
How has the last several months been for you and the rest of your family?
It's been a lot. I mean, we have 4 kids, so we've been working really hard. Matt has been traveling the whole entire state, meeting every person he can meet, and it's just been a long road, but again, we're really excited to be here.
And obviously you're hearing this for the first time tonight on News on 6, on our Facebook. What are you doing for the rest of the evening? What are you going to do tonight?
It's party time. We're just going to celebrate. It's time to play. So we're excited to be here. Happy.
Now put me in the mind over the last couple of months with the kids. How has everything been going?
You know, it's just been such an up and down. Every day has been different. We haven't known. It's been the unknown of what the future holds for us. So it feels really good to just finally have an answer.
Lisa, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations to you and your husband and the rest of the family tonight. Dave, there you go. Back to you.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. So Matt Pinnell will be taking on Anastasia Pittman, State Senator Anastasia Pittman, in the general election in November for lieutenant governor. We've also just got word, and this is brand new, just breaking right now, the AP has called the race in the Republican nomination for governor, and that will be Kevin Stitt. Kevin Stitt has been declared the winner there by the AP, 55% to 45% as it stands right now, about 80% of precincts reporting. But again, the race is being called for Kevin Stitt, and this is the ultimate comeback story. If we remember in the primaries back in June, he was trailing Todd Lamb for that second spot up until the very last moment. He made an 11th hour comeback, barely beat Todd Lamb by less than 2,000 votes to even make it to the runoff, and still lost by 5 percentage points to Mick Cornett in the primary. But here, just 2 months later, and several ads and millions of dollars on both sides, between both sides, millions of dollars of ads later, and just door to door. Kevin Stitt has mentioned that he went to all 77 counties, and here we go. Kevin Stitt completes the comeback, and he will be taking on Democrat Drew Edmondson in November to be the next governor of the state of Oklahoma. I believe we have some other results that we can share with you now. Again, Matt Pinnell, we've called that race for Matt Pinnell, so he moves on to November. And in the race for Attorney General, this one, can't imagine this will be called anytime soon. The Republican nomination for Attorney General, it is so close. The results now showing with 79% of precincts in, Gentner Drummond from Tulsa, Mike Hunter, the incumbent, they are neck and neck, back to 50%. Gentner had peaked out to that 51-49 lead, and it's back to now under 2,000 vote difference between Gentner and Mike. The superintendent of schools, state superintendent of schools, this one is probably going to get pretty close to being called here soon, I would imagine, with almost 80% of the precincts reporting. Joy Hoffmeister has that comfortable lead, the incumbent Joy Hoffmeister, and this is to take on John Cox and Larry Huff in the general election in November. So the winner there will move on to the general election. And I believe those are the results that we have for you now. Of course, many other races, including U.S. House races for District 1, which was Jim Bridenstine's old seat, and District 2 on the Democratic side, which is Mark Wayne Mullen's current seat. And now we just spoke with Matt Pinnell's wife, so let's go back to Justin Schreier at Matt Pinnell's watch party. Again, it's just been called for Matt Pinnell, and here is the candidate right now. And again, we're on Facebook Live. This is live television, so we're getting situated here as Matt Pinnell has just learned he is moving on to November. Justin?
Matt, can we steal you for a quick second, Matt?
Sure, yeah.
The results that just came in, how do you feel?
We feel good. We feel really good. You know, message matters. Our message has been resonating over the course of this runoff election, and it feels very good for voters to see that on election night. What we've been talking about, making sure that our kids are proud of this state, they can grow up here and they can find a job here.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. I know you got a lot of people to talk with. Thank you for joining us. You heard it from his mouth first. Matt Pinnell, we are calling it tonight. We'll have another update coming up in about 25 minutes or so at News on 6 at 9. But first, we'll send it on over to Dave Davis. Dave.
All right, Justin, thank you so much there at Matt Pinnell's watch party here in Jenks. And I don't know if this is possible, but if we can go to the House race, the Congressional District number 1, the House race for the Republican side, Tim Harris facing off against Kevin Hern. And here we are, folks, with 56% of the precincts reporting in the district that covers Tulsa. Kevin Hern leading, jumping out over Tim Harris, 56% to 44% after Tim Harris won a pretty handy victory in the primary in June. And Kevin Hern, again, completing that comeback, much like Kevin Stitt did, completing this comeback, it appears, but way far away from calling this, obviously, at this point, with only 56% of precincts reporting. But Kevin Hern has a comfortable lead as of now. The Tulsa County District Attorney, also, this is interesting because on the Republican side, you have Steve Kunzweiler, who is the incumbent, against a former co-worker, Ben Fu. And whoever wins this side on the Tulsa County District Attorney for the Republican side will move on to take on Jenny Proel Day in the November general election. And right now, with about half of precincts reporting here in Tulsa County, Steve Kunzweiler, 57%, Ben Fu, 43%. So let's return now to El Guapos here in Tulsa with Emery Bryan, who is at Tim Harris's camp as the watch party there in South Tulsa. So Emery, kind of what's the mood at this point now that Tim is falling behind a little bit?
Well, we've seen some cheers and some groans as the night has gone on. You know, he jumped out to an early lead, but now I've heard the candidate say just in the last few minutes, you know, the lead that Hern has at this point might seem insurmountable. He'd have to win a tremendous majority of the votes in these precincts that remain out. And there still are a lot. He hasn't given up. He hasn't conceded nothing of the sort, but he's says he's a realist, and he's talking to folks and telling them, boy, he looks like he's really far behind and might be a discouraging end. Now, if you'll pause here, Dave, I'll see if I can get the candidate. If we want to, he is right over here. We'll pan over here. I'll show you what's going on here. Still, a lot of people are here at this party, supporters, voters, and we're going to grab him. Hi, Coach. This is, let me see if I can grab him here. We'd like to talk to you if we can. And we'll pull you over there. Sorry to grab you out of the crowd there. How are, we've seen now, I think it's 56% precincts reporting. 56-44 is the last numbers I saw.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I'm not liking it, you know. A lot of votes to make up. I don't exactly know which precincts have reported and which haven't. But really what it comes down to is math, right? Are there enough people in those precincts, even if you carried everybody, to make up the differential? Last time I looked at it, it was like 3,500, maybe close to 4,000 votes. That's probably a lot to make up.
Well, you know, sometimes the more southern, the more further precincts are the last ones to report. I don't know if you have a gauge of where your support is.
Yeah, you know, the AP hasn't called it yet. They haven't called it. I mean, if they do, that means they've got numbers we don't have yet. And so, like I said, I did everything I know how to do. I ran a positive campaign, and I'm glad that I did. I have no regrets.
What if this doesn't turn out good tonight for you? If nothing changes, what's next for you?
You know, God's got a plan. I love this community. I got public service in my heart. You know, I'll take a deep breath and see what happens next. But I'll continue to serve this community one way or another, and we'll see what that holds.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
We'll continue watching. And that is the latest from the candidate himself. As you heard him, he's very much a realist. Said it's just a matter of math at this point. He knows those precincts that are outstanding, which is still a lot. He would have to have a huge majority of those to make up those numbers of votes. So that is what he's thinking about, and that's what he's telling other supporters here tonight at this watch party down in South Tulsa. So that's what's going on here, Dave. We'll go back to you.
All right, Emory, thank you very much. And if Kevin Hern does hang on, he will take on either Tim Gilpin or Amanda Douglas in the Congressional District #1 general election. So that's it for the Digital Desk. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Davis. Thank you so much for watching us on News on 6's Facebook as well as YouTube. And stay tuned to News on 6, of course, throughout the evening. Craig and Terry will be giving you updates on television as well as our reporters who are spread out at watch parties across the state. Thanks again. Have a great night, everybody.